The SS Nomadic was a mini version of the Titanic with the same opulence and luxury, and used to ferry wealthy first-class passengers out to the liner at the start of her doomed maiden voyage across the Atlantic. After the sinking of the Titanic, though, Nomadic worked on for another 90 years. She was a troop ship in both World Wars, served the new luxury liners and their famous passengers, and became a floating restaurant on the River Seine in Paris. She was saved from the scrapyard in 2006 and brought back to Belfast to be restored to her original splendour. 7 years and £10 million later, Nomadic looks just like she did when the Vanderbilts, the Astors and the Guggenheims stepped aboard in 1912.
Now, what can I get for you? A cocktail? Manhattan? Some cocktails? Some white wine? Perhaps a glass of champagne?
Much of the restoration was carried out using the Nomadic's original fixtures and fittings, and the rest was recreated by craftsmen working off the Harland and Wolff designs of 100 years ago.
It's the closest you'll get anywhere in the world to the Titanic itself. This was the ship which tendered to Titanic. It was built by the same people, sailed by the same people, designed by the same people. So if you want to kind of relive that or recreate it or get a sense of what it was like back in 1911, 1912, the Nomadic is it. This is the place to come to.
The rescue and restoration of Nomadic and her return to the dock here, where she was built more than a century ago, completes the jigsaw that is the Titanic story. And it means that the last surviving link to the great ship has finally returned home. Brendan Wright, RTE News, at the Titanic Quarter, Belfast.
So we're here on the deck of SS Nomadic. This beautiful little ship was built here 104 years ago. She's actually Titanic's little sister. She was built in Harland and Wolff at the same time as the Titanic, using the same men, skills and materials. So this really is the closest you're ever going to get to stepping on board Titanic, because this is the last ship left, once belonging to the very famous White Star Line. She actually brought people out to the Titanic in the lovely port of Cherbourg, but she's done so much since then. She's been in 2 world wars, threatened with being scrapped 5 times, and yet she's still here. So this is the first class entrance area. It's absolutely beautiful. It's original, it's authentic. The things that you see on the ship are what there would have been right back 104 years ago. The clock is actually Nomadic's clock. It had been stolen, and we found it on eBay, and we managed to get it back, put it back in place, and it keeps the right time. The benches that I'm sitting on are actually real. They're 104 years old, and this is the only place in the world that you could sit in the same seats as Titanic's passengers. As well as the famous Titanic passengers over the years, the likes of Charlie Chaplin, Marie Curie, Johnny Weissmuller, good old Tarzan, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton could well have sat in the same seats as I'm sitting on right now. You can also see the life of the crew, so it's what life was like in 1911.